Hello, and welcome to a new episode of my podcast. Today we have the wonderful new moon in Aquarius, which brings us to do something different, to be different, to think about something which is not in the norm. So it's also the wonderful beginning of the Chinese year of the wood snake, which also talks about flexibility and transformation, but not so much in the obvious, but more in the hidden inside space of ourselves. So let's celebrate a bit. And today I want to share a little insight about Hellenistic astrology again. This one is a piece of a new concept which was known and which is very popular in the ancient times. It's the one of Benefic and Malefic planets. Let's investigate this a little deeper. Ancient astrologers divide between diurnal and nocturnal planets. In this sense, they defined Jupiter and Saturn as diurnal planets, whereas Venus and Mars are nocturnal ones. Mercury is an exception, as this planet belongs to none of the sex. It was considered to have an indifferent status. As another fundamental distinction, the planets were divided in beneficial or maleficious, giving them intrinsic qualities. This distinction was inherited from the earlier Mesopotamian tradition. The idea goes back to the reality people were facing in the prehistoric times. There was a huge poverty existing with little or no options to improve their life situation. As a result, it was hard labor to make one's living. Getting education or access to learning, traveling was impossible for most people. Therefore, a philosophy of fate manifested in the ancient Greek times, the so-called Stoicism, which is founded by Zeno of Citium. He lived in Athens 344 to 262 before Christ. This Stoicism was based on three essential beliefs. 1. Virtue is sufficient for happiness. The next, other so-called goods should be regarded with indifference because there was none, there was not enough. And the third one was the world is providentially ordered by God, which also is more for heaven's sake, and you cannot do that much in your life. How healthy and lucky will I be were some of the questions astrologers were asked frequently. How many children will I have is another one, or how long will I live? What will cause my death? Also a very important thing for people. When will it happen? So the astrological answers were strongly dependent on the benefics and malefics in a natal or horary chart. More meaning can be found with valence significations that are connected with the benefic-malefic distinction. For example, Venus signifies love, while Mars signifies hatred. Jupiter signifies freedom, while Saturn signifies imprisonment. And you can go on with this list. As a general rule, we can say Venus and Jupiter are considered to be beneficent, whereas Mars and Saturn are maleficent. While Mercury, as common sense, it is a beneficent, when with beneficent stars, but maleficent when with a malefic. Again, a little bit Twitter situation here. Further, the sect as a qualitative factor comes in for both benefics and malefics, as I said before about the sect, so that they play out more positive when located in their own sect. That means Venus is nocturnal benefic, is most positive when located in the lower part of the chart, which means of the sect, while Jupiter as diurnal benefic is most beneficent when placed in a day chart, again belonging to the sect, as a diurnal planet. In contrary, you can consider Mars as a nocturnal malefic becomes less malefic in a night chart, because here it is insect, with insect, we say. Whereas Saturn, as a diurnal malefic, is less bad when placed in a day chart, with insect as a diurnal planet. So, it's up to you. You can use your own chart to work on the Malefics and Benefics concept if you like. See you later and hope you have a nice new moon today and we hear each other back again. Bye.